In a podcast land where thoughts collide, Brian and Craig will be your guide. No topic too small, no tale too tall. Tune in, laugh out, you'll have a ball. From mysteries deep to light-hearted jokes in a poker rhythm where laughter invokes. Untitled is their name, the fun untamed. Each episode a ride, this shows their claim.
I'm the Shadowman. I sneak and I creep. I'm the Shadowman. I'll eat all your apples. I'm the Shadowman. I'll steal your book. I'm the Shadowman. Look at my fingers. I'm the Shadowman. I'm going to plunge the world into darkness.
There he is, kids! The Shadowman! Be careful, or he'll steal your pup and show
So
you
we've
his
been doing this
fingers.
for 2 months now.
This would be episode 8.
Yes,
Yeah. So there's that. It's the show that we do with Brian and Craig.
it is. I am, of course, Brian.
And I remain Craig to this day.
Still Craig.
Still Craig.
The lizard people haven't stolen your skin yet and inhabited your body.
Not yet. I mean, to the best of your
Mm.
knowledge.
Truth. I mean, it could be anything. Or could you be the Shadow Man?
I might be. Although, I'm not going to make you look at my fingers, so maybe not. I don't know.
I will. That will become apparent in due time.
To be discussed, yes, further down the road.
To
So,
be discussed.
I don't know about you. I'm a little pooped myself. We had quite the day.
Yeah. So it was the Wild Area event today. I did 10.3 miles, I think, walking.
I think mine was about 9, is what my various instruments were telling me. Lots and lots and lots of walking. For Pokemon Go,
Yes.
for those who are uninitiated.
Yes, you gotta get those Pokemans. All of the Pokemans.
You've got to catch them all, from what I hear.
Yes, Ash Ketchum. He was the original progenitor.
Okay, what does progenitor mean? Is that...
Oh, so progenitor is like the origin or like someone who like started it.
Oh, okay. I thought that word meant like the patriarch of a family or something. So like the one who started a family. So maybe they use it in that context, but
It could be. Yeah,
I don't- yeah,
it very well could be.
I don't know. But I was very confused how Ash created all of the Pokemon and was like their patriarch. I'm not up on my Pokemon lore, but that seemed weird.
No, he just sent out and went to go catch all the Pokemon and like kind of introduced it, and it was the song, gotta catch 'em all, gotta catch 'em all, gotta catch 'em all, gotta catch 'em all. You can't see it, but we're like vibing and bobbing our heads.
We really are. It's a shame it's not a video content.
I know, maybe one day. Oh, speaking of, we are on added as something. It's
We're on a thing. Cool.
yeah, Craig, we just found this out. It's on Apple, it's on Spotify, it's on YouTube, it's on Podbean.
Yeah.
There's some other thing.
There's another thing. Oh, I like
There's another thing. Anyways, we're expanding our audience, and very soon you might have ads. You might hear ads at the very beginning because we don't want to, have ads in the middle, get it out front. So that's the plan. That's the plan.
And you have my permission to skip right through the ad.
Well, that's how we get a little bit of money on the side to keep doing that. So listen to one,
Yeah, but don't feel like
and
you
then
have
skip
to.
the rest.
Yeah, don't feel like you have to though. Is all I'm saying. I mean, if you
Yeah.
want to support it, you can. But if you don't, I also get it.
Yes, and very soon, with God willing, we'll have a merch shop up. God willing. So yeah, look out for that. It'll be on Redbubble.
We've been trying for some time now.
I don't know. I think there's some weird glitch. I need to probably contact customer support. But it's a place where you can buy prints and shirts of Craig's art, Craig's little doodles. So
Yeah, let's not go so far as to call it art. I mean, that seems like a stretch. But if you are on our Instagram and you see all the doodles, that's just me doing my doodles. And apparently, you can get that on a shirt very soon if you'd like.
yes, I plan to rock them soon as well.
Nice.
Oh my God. So you might hear my cat. One of my cats is unfortunately not spayed, and she is in heat right now, and she is very vocal and will scream. So
Good.
You might hear her.
I see her.
Yes,
She's very cute.
she's very cute. Yes, she's a street cat that I adopted. Actually, I didn't realize this, but she was pregnant at the time with one of our other cats. She only had the one kitten, and we kept him. So
You like run a halfway house for cats, I think.
I truly am.
Yeah.
Oh, so before we get into what we did this week, a mutual friend of ours showed us pictures of the cutest raccoons. Yes,
Mm.
Raccoons that are cute. They are albino raccoons at the Denver Zoo. They
Yep.
are adorable.
Agreed. They were quite cute and defying the laws of nature and decency. But yeah, cute raccoons. We might be coming around on raccoons. I don't know. It's hard to say.
We might be. We might be. Although albino raccoons,
Definitely. That's how they get you. They start with the albino one, and then they slowly introduce the others until suddenly you've got 4 raccoon pets, and you're wondering where your life ended up in this direction. I don't know.
there. So on YouTube, it's not raccoons. There is this woman named the Opossum Lady, and all of her videos are how to care for your opossum. And it's like, your opossum may be feeling lethargic. Maybe they need to be burped. And she proceeds to burp this opossum. And I'm like, what kind of Twilight Zone hell did I wander into?
Okay. Yeah, why not? For all your opossum needs. I guess there are people that have adopted possums and they need to know how to care for them. I can't imagine ever burping a possum. That seems like a thing I will live my entire life and not do once.
I don't know how to. I just. You know what? It's most animals deserve to live. I feel. If you take in an opossum, then you know what? Be my guest. Take care of it. Make sure you follow all the rules and regs. That's all I ask.
Okay. I will not be taking in a possum. My daughter can't even get us to take in a dog, and she really, really, really wants us to get a dog, but I've been hesitant.
Oh man. Well, dogs are great, but
Well, I love dogs, but we used to have them, but I'm not ready yet. Although my dogological clock is definitely progressing. Every time I see cute dogs, I kind of want to get one. So.
there was a really cute corgi today.
Oh,
So cute.
it was cute. Yes. I did pet the corgi.
Whoa, no! You actually pet it? I did not get to pet the corgi.
Oh, I pet the corgi. You better believe it. See, that's it. Since I don't have a dog, I just pet everyone else, and that kind of fills that dog-shaped hole with my heart.
You know that's fair. So, what did I do this week?
What did
I
you do this week?
tried to sell my house.
Yeah.
Tried to sell my house. Didn't sell it. Talked to my new supervisor and told him what was going on. So hopefully everything will work out there.
Yeah.
I soft modded my Nintendo 3DS, which is cool. So now I can, unlock other like crazy functionality, which is fun. I've been playing around with that.
That's cool.
What else did I do? I did something else. I'm trying to remember.
I don't know.
It's gone forever. I fixed my oven. I
nice.
sat down, I diagnosed what an issue was, and I fixed the oven and did not burn down the house.
Hey, that's good.
So that was good. So yeah.
Cool.
That, and I played a ton of Pokemon Go because we had a bunch of raid hour and all that stuff.
We did. Yes, that took up a lot of time this week. So I was also there doing that with you. But what did I do this week? Oh, I have a story for you. So my son got his COVID-19 and flu shot on Wednesday morning, and he was feeling a little lethargic and tired and wanting, a little sore from the shot. So he wanted to take a nice warm bath to, release all of the tension and just relax. He wanted to do this at midnight, which is fine because he always stays up super late because he's a teenager and that's what they often do.
Right.
I was in bed. It's about midnight. I hear the water turn on, and then it just keeps going for a while. And then he comes into our room, which is a little weird because he doesn't, can usually take care of all of these things by himself. But apparently he had turned the knob of our tub, and the knob just broke right off in his hand.
Jesus.
He couldn't, it was completely broken off, and he couldn't stop the wawater because
Oh my God.
the knob was off. Yeah, and so we go and we try to shut it down ourselves, and it is real broken. So we had to go down in the crawl space, shut off the water to the entire house. So we had no water in our house till like Wednesday or Thursday afternoon because this was late Wednesday night. We had a plumber come over, and apparently we have about a $1,500 repair that needs to be made because they have to completely replace a whole bunch of piping, and they have to cut through the drywall in our bedroom to access it.
Oh no.
Yeah, so this is fun. He's coming back on Wednesday, the plumber is, because he had to order all the parts and everything. So fortunately we have a shower upstairs, so it's not like we're not bathing. That would be bad. Yeah, our downstairs bathroom shower is completely out of order, and my son broke it. So it's expensive having children. They tend to forget to put their cars in park and have them roll down hills, rip knobs off of plumbing, and yeah, just all sorts of things. So, but they're cute. We love them. So it's all good. But that's what happened to me is I had plumbing emergencies and all sorts of fun issues.
Man.
Yeah, so
Man, plumbing is the one thing like I don't do.
I wasn't gonna. I'm not very good. About the only thing I can fix is a sandwich. Apart from that, if it's broken, like when my car breaks, like if my first thing I do is I check to see if it needs gas, and if it needs gas, I know how to fix that. But beyond that, I go to someone who knows what they're doing because that ain't me. So
That makes sense. Yeah, I try to fix most things.
That's good.
Because remember, if the women don't find you handsome, they can at least find you handy.
Red green.
Yeah,
I actually got that reference.
I love red green so much.
Oh, he was the best. Keep your
Like-
stick on the ice.
Keep your stick on the ice. Remember, we're all rooting for you. We're all in this together. Red green is so
the red
great.
green show. Oh man, I haven't thought about that in quite some time.
They still make it.
Shut up, really?
Actually. Yeah, it's online only now.
Oh my goodness.
But there's like sort of new episodes.
Wow, how old is Red Green at this point?
He is very old.
I was gonna say, wow, that's crazy. For those who don't know,
Yeah.
he's I assume Canadian. He seems Canadian, and
He is Canadian, yes.
they had a comedy show which was very offbeat and wonderful, and I loved it.
It was magical. I believe it was licensed to PBS in the
Yep, that's where
in
I
the
thought.
in the United States.
90s and 80s, yeah. And he drove around this ridiculous van that kind of looked like a weasel.
Yes. Yeah, so good. I love Red Green.
Yep, for sure.
But anyways,
Anyway,
do you know what time it is?
oh yeah, it's time to make the noise with our mouths because we have no sound effects.
The news.
The news! All right, kids. I'm going to start the news this week by telling you something that is true, but hard to believe. And then I am going to continue giving you more details that will not make it easier to understand.
Okay.
And by the time we are done, you will still not understand what happened. And that's, I think, part of the point. You'll understand more as we go. So let's begin with a banana duct taped to the wall,
Okay.
sold this week in New York City for $6.2 million. That is a true statement.
Okay.
It was, yeah, I think it started in 2019.
I vaguely remember that art piece. That was a while ago.
It is an art piece that is made. It's sold at Sotheby's for $6.2 million. It's an artist named Mauricio Catalan. I don't entirely understand what was being purchased because in 2019 he started doing this where he would duct tape a banana to a wall and then sell it, and then people would. He's done this twice before. This is, I think, the third time he's done it, but it hasn't been done for like 4 or 5 years. I think the first couple times it sold for like 110,000, 150,000, something like that. He hasn't done it for like 4 or 5 years, but and then they would just take it off the wall and eat the banana, and that was how it would end or whatever. So what was being sold this time? And Sotheby's initially assumed that it was $1 million, but it went to a Chinese cryptocurrency bro for $6.2 million. And what he bought was a banana that had been duct taped to the wall, along with instructions on how to duct tape the banana to the wall, so he can make this at any time, and he has the right to call it, when he duct tapes a banana to the wall, this art piece. Because obviously the bananas do not last for years or whatever. So those ones from 2019 are long gone. But the $6.2 million entitled him not only to the banana, which the guy who bought it said he planned to eat the banana, which had been purchased at a grocery store earlier that day for 35 cents. But then, yeah, he can, at any time he wants, he can duct tape a banana to the wall and call it this art piece, which is called Comedian. So I guess that's what he purchased, is the right to just duct tape any banana to a wall at any time. And that's the art piece.
So he bought a license for an intellectual property to duct tape a banana to. Am I understanding this correctly?
As well as I could understand it, yes, that is what happened.
So he took
And he
35 cents and
Yeah.
maybe, let's just say, a cent of a length of duct tape. I don't know how that breaks down.
yeah, half a cent. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, duct tape not terribly expensive.
So
So I would say at most a penny worth of duct tape.
we'll say he took 36 cents
36 cents?
and spun it into $6.2 million.
That is correct. Good work if you can get it, by the way.
That is a hell of an investment. Like, the ROI is insane.
I need to find more things where I could spend 36 cents and then turn that into $6.2 million like the same day.
Yeah.
Because that would really get me out of a few jams if I could do that.
You know, they always say that money won't solve all your problems, but hot damn, it would solve a lot of mine right now.
It sure could help at the very least. Yeah. So that's the end of the story, and I still don't really understand why anyone would spend $6.2 million. Like, why though? Like, the world officially makes no sense when that is happening.
So cryptocurrency, from what I understand, is having a bit of a run right now. Okay.
I've heard of it. Yeah.
So people are investing and making a lot of money. So I think lots and lots of money does things to people's brains that doesn't make sense. Like they have this avenue now, and I guess they don't need cars, they don't need homes, they need wackadoodle art pieces.
They need bananas duct taped to walls. Like I feel like I could make this art piece. I don't calling it an art piece. Like I know how to. I mean, I'm not very good at fixing things, as we've already discussed. But I feel like I could duct tape a banana to a wall.
I don't know, man. You could mess it up. What if you don't rip the right length of duct tape?
I don't have the instructions that were also given, so maybe I would do it wrong. Possible, but I feel like I
Wait.
give it enough chances, maybe 2 or 3 attempts. Eventually, I think I'd get that puppy to stick. So
I totally glossed over this fact that he was given instructions. It's like a 3-step process.
here's what you do: 1, get a banana. 2, get some duct tape. 3, get a piece of that duct tape and tape it to the wall. And that ends our instructions. Yeah, I don't know. 6.2 million though. Like I said, good work if you can get it. Also, like I said, it's not going to make more sense the more details you get. But that's the art world, and sometimes it doesn't make sense.
You know what? You can turn your doodles into at least $30.
Right, on a t-shirt. But you know what? I feel like it takes more effort to doodle Donald Trump badly than it does to tape a banana to a wall. So
Okay, probably yes. But I will say that's pretty wizard of that guy to get that.
oh, that guy is so wizard. Yes, he is. He definitely said let's swamp. There's no question.
Let's Swamp did it. I mean, you know what? Good on him. Good on him, though.
I'm a big fan of the artist. I think that's great. I love it. I don't understand the person giving the 6.2 million, but ours is not to understand. We don't have 6.2 million dollars to throw around. Maybe once you get that much money, it seems like a worthwhile investment.
I don't know. That's like the NFTs where you
Very similar.
you buy the right to look at a JPEG. Like that's weird.
That's what you're buying, yes. And to have it somewhere in a blockchain be saved that your name is attached to that JPEG and it's yours.
Stupid.
Yeah, the world is dumb. We truly live in the dumbest timeline.
What was it? We live in a cyberpunk dystopia, I think, is what someone said once.
Yeah, that sounds about
And,
right.
you know, it kind of makes sense.
Yep. Anyway, I'm Craig, and that is the news.
That is the news.
Is it Shadowman time?
It's Shadowman time. So I showed Craig this clip with no context about a man in an outlandish outfit in very crappy, a very crappy aspect ratio, and he does this little dance, and
He sings a little song.
he sings a little song, and I gave Craig no context whatsoever.
I don't know what's going on.
And he's like, okay, this is what? Okay. So I decided to try a little something different because a lot of the stuff that I try to break his brain with comes from Japan because for whatever reason, the Japanese media feels like they are very, how do I say this? Liberated. Like they don't have like the weird puritanical American beliefs or like the same cultural, I guess, mores or like hangups that Europeans do.
What they have is a license to brain break.
They do. But I decided, you know what? I'm not going to go to Japan again. I wanted to go to Australia. And
that's Australian. Okay.
yeah, that's Australian. And Australian humor is some of the best humor. It's very weird. So that is from a web show. There's only, I think, 6 episodes called Hug the Sun.
Okay.
And it's loosely based off of this sort of real cult where they quite literally worship the sun. And it was in like the 80s, and that's what they did. And I looked into it, and this is just me recalling the facts, but I could be wrong. So what they did is in 2021, this comedy group was like, well, we're going to parody this cult. I think it's called the Cult of Oxtos or something like that. Oxtos is the name of the sun god. And the Shadowman is basically the devil, essentially, because it's darkness. And so the Shadowman is trying to plunge the world into darkness by sneaking and creeping and showing you his fingers, eating your apples and stealing your poop.
Stealing your poop. Yes, stealing the poop is the good one. Yes.
Yes, I think, Craig, you should find that Instagram reel and post it. Or maybe I'll find that.
Maybe you should. I'm guessing that the song is probably not copyright. So maybe we could open the show with the song. So maybe people have already heard it.
Maybe I'll see. I'll have to figure out the rights because I know. Well, it falls under free use.
It feels like it would be free use, but I mean, I don't know. I'm not an internet lawyer, but it doesn't seem like something that we would get sued over using.
And I mean, we're not like doing it to defame them. We're actually using it to tell them, hey, this is great.
Right.
The whole idea is that Oxtosh shines the light. You can ward off the Shadow Man and all the bad feelings by shining a flashlight
Yes.
on your problems, kind of like the Care Bear stare. But I wanted to get into it, and so in the show, it's like a found footage show based on this made up 80s and 90s public access for kids to get, I guess, children indoctrinated into this.
Well, if you're
And
worshiping the sun, let's get kids involved by all means.
Yes. And so throughout the show, they have their prophet Gary, who basically is in prison. Yes, the prophet Gary.
I hope there's a book of
Who is spreading the word of Oxtos. And he's in prison for like pyramid schemes or confidence schemes, being a con man, big surprise.
yeah.
And so during one or two of the episodes, they're like, oh, Gary's in prison, so we need you to send money to this place so we can bail his ass out. and it's just absolutely ridiculous. One of the characters, it's set in the 90s, and apparently there was a day where it was the hottest it ever got. So I think it was like 110 degrees Celsius, which is 40. It's 110 degrees Fahrenheit, but it was like 50 or 48 degrees centigrade or something like that.
Yeah, that's real hot. Yeah.
And so one of the guys is sitting out there and he's like, I'm going to absorb the sun, and that's the only thing. And so he gets horribly sunburned, and he goes and he descends into madness and makes up the fact that he has a wife and for decades, and he's like, no, my wife is real. And he climbs into a fridge, and after he leaves the fridge, he's outside and his shirt's off, and it's so weird. But yeah, I wanted to try.
I'm so glad you're providing context. I'm still so confused as to what's happening.
Yeah, it doesn't make a lot of sense, and I really want more of it. And apparently, it's a massive fan base online.
I can see why.
A huge fan base. But yeah, you can watch it. It's all for free on YouTube, called Hug the Sun. You could watch the whole thing in probably 20 minutes. That's pretty great. So.
I might have to invest 20 minutes. That sounds like an unused 20 minutes. But can you explain to me why the Shadow Man would want to show you his fingers and why that would be a threat?
I think because they're long and pokey, kind of like Wolverine. But even if he gets scratched, I don't think it would be that bad.
Yeah, there's no adamantium involved, I don't believe. But okay, so no, we don't know why it's a threat to show you his fingers. And honestly, stealing.
He wants to plunge the world into darkness.
Yeah, no, that's
why he wants to steal the poop.
He should get in league again. I'm going to make a Simpsons reference with Mr. Burns. You know, the episode where he gets the giant dome to put it over all of Springfield so that more people have to use power, plunge the world into darkness.
Yes.
Everything goes back to the Simpsons at all times.
Also, I think that's loosely based off of A Boy and His Dog. I don't know if you ever saw that movie.
No, I haven't.
So, A Boy and His Dog is basically it might be the first, possibly second book in a post-apocalyptic trilogy. I know the last book is called Egg Sucker. A Boy and His Dog is basically about this guy who's wandering around the wasteland. He's got this dog, and the dog communicates telepathically with him. They help find food and care for each other and stuff. And it's very interesting. And eventually in A Boy and His Dog, they find a place underground that is lit up artificially, and they use power, and it's like this whole hierarchy, kind of like with Mr. Burns. So it seems like it's loosely based off this, because A Boy and His Dog was written in I want to say the 60s, maybe? The height of the Cold War.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
So, yeah. There you go. There's a small brain break. I was going to say,
you really took it easy on my brain this week. I tried to break your brain via Instagram Reels this week. And it also, ironically, involved a banana.
Yes.
And I'm sorry that I did that to you, but also, I know you see way more weird stuff on the internet than I do, but as someone who's more experienced with the world of the just bizarre, let me explain to the audience what I sent to Brian. It is a video, and it's titled "How to Replace Your Doorknob with a Banana?" No, with a hot dog. Excuse me. It's not
with a hot dog.
It's with a hot dog, and they go step by step on how to take off your doorknob and replace it with an actual hot dog. And they proceed to do that, which is weird enough in and of itself, but then it descends into madness.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, what was your take on what happens next? Because it's like hot dogs start like it was almost like a claymation of a hot dog attack on a toilet.
I
And
was like, what?
what is happening? If I can you like post other people's stuff on Instagram? Can I? Is that a thing you can do? Like
Yeah,
a link
you can.
to figure it out because my god. So yeah, all of a sudden this toilet basically gets overrun with hot dogs, and it's like it's like it's being attacked, and it makes no sense. I've sent it to basically everyone that I interact with because it was so weird that I just needed to be like, this exists, right? Like I'm seeing this. It's not some kind of fever dream that I'm in. So yeah. I guess mostly what I wanted to do is just be like, what was your take on what was happening there?
I think it was the hot dogs were warring against the toilet because most people cook hot dogs in water. Well, they wanted to get back. They wanted to get back the womb? Question mark.
I don't know. Also,
Maybe
why
that
would
was a little bit too much of an extrapolation.
it might have been? Why would you replace your doorknob with a hot dog to begin with? No one knows.
I mean, eventually it would decay, and
It would.
it's not
It would.
mechanically sound.
No, it doesn't seem like a great way to
Cool.
open your doors. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. It was weird, and I guess it existed just so that it could be weird. But it just seemed like an appropriate thing to bring up here tonight.
Yes. Also, Finland is on some shit with their naming conventions.
We do.
The Alley of the Camp Spanker.
Yes, Finland is amazing. Brian, are you following this guy? There's a guy on Instagram. This is where we just talk about things we saw on Instagram this week.
Yeah, no, I follow him, yeah, because it's amazing.
It's pretty great. And he just posts names of places in Finland and what they mean literally translated. And Finland is on some next level shit. What is happening? I wish I would have written down some of these names. I didn't know we were going to discuss this, but the alley of the cat spanker is pretty good. But there's like the curve of the horse's ass, or I don't remember what all. There's just
It was something like that.
yeah, they're just the place that just is, or something like that.
Yeah, the place that just is. It's like, okay.
We like Finland. Finland is great. They don't care if what their names are matter or make any sense or are aesthetically pleasing in any way. It's just like, you know what? We're gonna call it something weird, and you're gonna just deal with it. Pretty
Yeah, you know what? Let's just go to Finland. Someone take us to Finland, and we'll do a show from Finland.
Definitely
with a Finnish person.
I would love to do that. That sounds great. We should try to find that guy. Maybe he could be our guest on the show. That'd be fantastic.
That would be amazing.
We have our first plan for our first international trip because we're going to Finland, just so we can learn more about the culture there. I guess I don't know.
And a place that just.
The place that just is. So, all right, it's about that time where we try to. I don't know what I'm gonna struggle.
There's so much.
I'm gonna struggle this week. Yeah. Movie pitch time.
Oh, jeez.
In the very unlikely scenario that you've never listened to the show before, this is the point where Brian and I try to come up with a movie pitch based on the nonsense that we've already talked about.
We'd actually talked about this earlier, and we're like, man, we're going to be tired, so it's going to be a train wreck. And boy, howdy, it is a train wreck.
Hey, what do you know? We're tired and it's a train wreck. It's almost like we saw the future. So, all right. I don't have anything. I'm lost. My brain's like, yeah, these are not parts to make a movie out of. Let's see. We've got a banana on a wall.
So I've got something.
Thank God.
And so picture something like Eat, Pray, Love, right?
Okay.
So a person doesn't have to be male. Doesn't have to be female. Could be non-binary. It doesn't matter. This person, a human being, is an artist, and they have artist block really bad. And their last art show was basically hot dogs in water, and that was, I don't know, let's say decades ago. It was truly groundbreaking, kind of like the Andy Warhol's like Campbell soup thing, but it was just hot dogs in water, and it was like people could eat the hot dogs, and they sold it for an astronomical sum,
like $6.2 million.
But ever since then. Like $6.2 million. Ever since then, they've had artist block, and let's say that was a decade ago. And so they're finally like, you know what? Let's go to Finland, to the place that just is. And so they're in Finland, and they're learning about the culture. They're getting inspired. They're seeing all the Scandinavian vistas, enjoying everything, learning. And then they go out of their Airbnb, and they see an albino raccoon.
Ooh.
I don't know if raccoons are in Finland.
Seems like not, but maybe.
Yeah, let's just say it's an albino raccoon. And like, oh my god, I have been inspired, and so they create this weird get up, not unlike the Shadowman's, but it's all based around bananas. So So they get a Dole sponsorship so they can do that. So they can basically become the banana person. And so they go in, and it ends with, I don't know how we get there, but it ends at their art show, and the Babylonian space wizards
Yay!
come by with a giant roll of duct tape, and they tape them to the
Ooh,
wall.
that's good. That's good.
Yes. And that becomes the art, and the final shot is just like close up on the face, and then it slowly zooms out as they're duct taped to the wall, and then it ends, and it's just thin.
Okay. I like the French ending. That's good. So okay,
Yes.
that's good. Yeah. All right. I'm still trying to think of something here. So there's a boy. He has had a long day at school. It's been rough. He goes to take a shower, and he goes to turn on the water, and the handle just falls right off. And then
Oh no.
yeah, I know this is terrible. The water won't shut off. But then he sees a banana duct taped to a wall, and he's like, I can use this. So he walks over and he takes the banana off the wall, and he just kind of mushes it into the hole where the handle used to be, and somehow this works, and he's able to shut the water off. And he's like, you know what, this is useful, so I am going to create a video for the internet so that people can know, if they ever have this situation come up, how you can replace your shower handle with a banana, because this came in really handy for me today, and maybe I'll be able to use that, or someone else will find this handy as well, especially if, as is the custom these days, many people are attaching bananas to the walls with duct tape, because it's just a popular thing that everyone's doing. And so he posts this video, and then it's almost like it's a supernatural event where suddenly the video, after he gets to the end of where he thinks this is the end, like, oh, I've completed it, here's how you do that, like more video just happens afterwards, and he didn't do it. He doesn't even know how it happened. It's just it's like Deus Ex Machina of banana things happening, and suddenly the video has him in it, and the bananas are like attacking him and just going all over him, and they basically replace all of his fingers with bananas, and they replace, so like he's completely banana, like everything, like his arms, his legs, his fingers, everything. And then in the video, although he has no memory of doing this or recording this video, he is nothing now but just an amalgam of many bananas in some type of humanoid shape. And he starts singing, and he's like, I'm the Banana Man, and he threatens to show you his fingers, and he doesn't want to steal your poop for some reason. So there is a difference between the Shadow Man and the Banana Man. All the same, it's weird. And then people shine flashlights on them, and it does nothing. The flashlights are completely useless against the Banana Man, and the Banana Man does go ahead and punch the world into darkness, where the Shadow Man fails. The Banana Man succeeds, and then again at the end we just have Fiend, because hey, it worked for you, so I'll do it too. So that's the end of our film. So the show doesn't get less weird the more we do it.
It doesn't. It just gets weirder and weirder.
So that's a terrible movie. Please don't make that movie.
Honestly, we should make that movie, and we could call it Banana Man Rising.
The Banana Man Rises. No, it should first be Banana Man Begins, and then the
Banana Man.
Yeah,
Begins.
and then Banana Man Rising, and yeah, we can just do the whole Banana Man series. We'll get Christopher Nolan involved. I mean, he could just consult. We're gonna make them film, but I think he'd want to be a part of this.
Man, that script is gonna be a train wreck. Oh my god.
Yeah. I mean, just the pitch was a train wreck. So we're actually gonna get script writing involved. Wow. So okay. Well, hey, that was a show. That was a show.
That was a show. Before we lapse into madness,
Do it.
We should probably just Craig. What are we gonna do?
Well, first you're gonna get yourself a box of Q-tips, I think, right? And then what would you do with that, Brian?
You would turn it around like any regular human being and check the back of it.
Yeah, and then you'd read the Q-tip box, because you should always read the Q-tip box.
It's true.
I'm going to plunge the world into darkness.
No, you won't. Oxros will protect us. We shine a light upon you.
The light.
Untitled with Brian and Craig is produced and edited by me, Brian Bennigan. It is also hosted by me, Ryan Nottingham, as well as Craig Dodge. Opening and ending themes are created by AI, so nobody has license to those.